Hello again out there. We're on part number 84, and I've just made a cool revelation today. Um, so I've been looking up ways, trying to figure out some shit how to actually make better lava cast mountains, and we're gonna test it out in a creative world first this time around, but supposedly there is an actual way to make stone lava cast mountains. Also, I was testing some shit out here, so I can just go ahead and get out of there. But there is supposedly a proper way to make actual lava cast mountains with just stone and water like usual. All you really need is like scaffolding. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get our scaffolding, kelp, and then your water and lava bucket, and that's pretty much it. And it literally is just apparently like ridiculously easy to do. So we'll put our center point here for our scaffolding. And then we'll go ahead and map out like eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, eight's fair. We'll go 8 out on each side. And then let me double check. By the way, if you are interested in ever attempting something like this, because we obviously aren't going to be doing it exactly like this, but this is the principle I was looking for to actually like get this shit done a lot quicker. Here it is, the YouTube link that I'm using. It's by a smaller YouTuber named TDQ Gaming. It's pretty damn like solid, concise to the point, and pretty easy to understand. The thing I need to double check though is the center block. I It's literally just putting down the center block. So what we do is we're gonna go ahead and go to the top of our scaffolding tower here, and we've hit what we've wanted. And then we place our water underneath, and then we can go ahead and break our scaffolding here at the bottom. There we go. And now what we want to do is just use kelp to kind of go all the way up to the top here, creating water source blocks. And then we go out in each cardinal direction until we hit our end over there. So this should solve one of the biggest main issues I had, which was like getting the water. Because I did originally want to build these out of stone, I'm sure you may or may not remember, but I did want to do these out of stone at first, and then, that would require mining stone, but now it doesn't, so now we can actually do these out of stone. We've made two of them already, though, out of cobblestone, which might seem like an issue, because it is, but what we're gonna have to do instead is just cover it up either by hand or with some kind of, like this, to ensure that, it's not all just weird two cobblestone mountains. So we'll probably just cover up by hand, honestly. I'm a little kind of out of it right now because I pretty much was just watching Stranger Things for today because the new season dropped, and then I just saw this on like YouTube and I was like, oh, we're streaming now. Just straight up, so won't be too long of a stream today. Or at least this time, that is. Just because I do actually want to get back to watching Stranger Things. Here we go. You know what? That's fine enough. I'm distant, so I'll go 4 out. It seems like I still do have the eventual problem of, it not actually spreading correctly on the corners. Like you see, we have these flat walls again, and I think there is an easy enough solution to it. Mainly, it's just kind of start building out. Oh wow, that is really all I have. What the fuck? Okay. Sure, that's a little weird, but okay. Seems like that was all I had to do is just add a couple of blocks down here. Huh, okay. So I guess what it looks like is we build out, and we'll go ahead and do the other ones before I actually properly say anything here. But it looks like we just kind of build out in the cardinal directions, and then we kind of connect the dots, and then that should do it realistically. It's a little weird, but do a shorter one for that part. But this lets me like make this a lot quicker. We get a lot more variation, and you know the lava still takes a long time to flow and all that. But you know it's not that big of a deal because I can just go build the other ones while I'm waiting for one of them to go. So it's not too bad at all. There we go. Go ahead and delete these four. Alrighty, that's all good. And now let's just kind of go ahead and match up what we have over here. Make this kind of diamond shape. There we go. And you can see the shape that we're going to be working with here. We still have nice flat bits, but it's still like an actual, you know, mountain. And it looks like as well, once I have my main kelp in, I can fairly easily like kind of alter some of the structure here just by putting in like a temporary block here or there in certain spots like that, and then we remove it. So this is a ridiculously simple method compared to what I've been using, and it does lend itself to a lot more variation, which is perfect because that is in fact what we're trying to do, is have some nice variation without it looking like a little too wacky. So we got the shape of our water in, looks pretty good. And apparently it's literally just as simple as the other lava cast where we just pour in our lava at the top. And it's literally just that simple. Oh, and also we want to apparently also do one other thing as well, is break out the sandstone block that we have here. We're gonna go into spectator so I can actually see what's going on. But another thing to note, lava won't spread on the kelp, so all of our water sources are still like safe, and then that's what allows it to be. Oh, this is still cobblestone. So it is supposed to turn into stone, by the way, but I think because I forgot that block, that might have like hindered it to some degree. I'm not 100% certain. If not, it's no big deal because either way, I still personally don't mind the look of cobblestone, like making a mountain of that size. But you know, it's still great actually too, because then that means I don't have to redo any of the other mountains. But once we wait for the lava to drain here, we should see what the hell's actually going on. Based on the kind of rough shape, like we got like a much better like shape in. It's even got like all the corners in correctly and all that too, so I wouldn't have to do those manually anymore. And then it also solves the mob spawning issue because since all of this still has water in it, there. Ooh, that's a little weird. Huh. So there definitely still are some holes, but that can be patched up by hand, honestly. I don't think that's anything too major to worry about, to be perfectly honest. Or could I expand it out? Could I expand water sources outwards while it's like flowing still? The answer is yes, I could. Okay, so that's another thing to note too. Oh, and you can see we actually get some stone in certain spots too, which is actually great for just a little bit of added variation. But um, yeah, we definitely did miss a couple of spots. So one thing I would like to try is to We'll recast the lava here, just so that way we get it back, but we're gonna actually try to fill in these spots with just kelp instead of having to like place in stuff, so we'll see how it goes. It honestly shouldn't be anything too difficult. But yeah, this is a pretty damn good natural variation in the shape and all that, and it could go up as high as needed, so that's pretty cool. Imagine buying followers. Be goofy. There's another bot SMH. Oh, disrespectful. Not regardless of that. Let's see. Yeah, you can already see how easy this is turning out. Yeah, literally fucking easiest shit I've done in a while. Oh my god, this is great, yes! Oh, let's go, dude. So not only can I fix up all the holes that are like naturally caused just by like, you know, fucking mistakes and all that, we can actually do it like way quicker than normal, or than what I'd used to be able to do. And it'll even add variation at some point because, you know, it has to like fix all these by itself because we let the lava flow and the water flow too. And all this is just kelp and some basic scaffolding to make like a, and you get all these water sources in here, but I have sponges if I ever need to drain these out, and then I can just light them up on the inside. Hell, I don't even have to, I would even have to drain the water here if I didn't want to, just because it keeps everything spawn proof. So I'll only drain the water if I decide that I actually do want to use the insides of them, because then I'll also have to light them up too. But this is fucking nuts, dude. All you do is go around the perimeter and you just kind of look around for, you know, anything that makes noise, pretty much. There we go. We go towards any light source, so it should actually be pretty easy to spot. I guess they can't all be winners, but... oh, maybe they can. Nope. Not this time around. So yeah, all I have to do is put in an odd like water bucket here or there, but for the most part this will fix itself. Which is goated. And that's all of it, so the only thing we have left is, you know, the actual lava up here that needs to go. There we go, and we'll go ahead and let this drain again. And then let's go ahead and get some sponges. So if I wanted to drain this out on the inside, it should be relatively simple. And we'll go ahead and kind of get this as a proof of concept here. But basically all I should have to do is just, you know, get rid of all of the kelp here. Like I said, I still do actually, like, I don't mind the look of the cobblestone mountains. I would have preferred stone originally, but I can honestly go either way and it's still fine. It's just if I have, like, a mix of cobblestone and stone, I can't just have, like, 2 cobblestone mountains and then, like, the rest of them are stone, which was why I was weird about it. I can have all of them being, like, one or the other, but just not all the time. We've gotten rid of our small kelp. And all we need to do now is pretty much just place sponges, you know. And then, you know, maybe like the temporary block. Okay, that's also another thing to note too. I need to be a little bit quicker. As I've said, it might not be the worst thing in the world to have some of it, you know, just be partitioned off. You can see that works pretty quickly. I know I was using sponges for that, but we could always use sand. But let's take a look at it from the outside. You can see again we do have some stone, so it actually does add some natural variation. But overall, the shape is reasonable. I need to do some more like on like some of the corners here, but that's I could touch up by hand later on. But the shape is fairly reasonable considering how quick it is. Also, hey, welcome, Scaries. How you doing? I'm learning how to actually make lava cast mountains because I used to have a whole mountain range to make, and I just have not made one. Sorry, I had to sneeze there, but yeah, it turns out there's a ridiculously simple way to just make, and you can do this like as high as you want, pretty much, and the principle would still be the same, but you just need scaffolding, kelp, water, and lava, and then like a building block, and you can make like mountains going all the way up as high as you want. So shit took a while to learn, not too long to learn, but now we can actually play for real. And I guess let's just see it. So damn, enjoy watching it. I gotta watch Stranger Things, but oh shit, there we go. I guess let me just go get my scaffolding and some kelp, and I'm gonna try and get this shit built today. Not all of them, but yeah, have fun out there, Scaries. Thanks for stopping by the way. I really do appreciate it. So, oh, that's fair. I'll probably be here for like another 2 hours or so, something like that. There's our kelp. Alrighty, go ahead and pack this up. There we go. And I can always just go get more kelp from the ocean if I ever need it to. Imagine grinding out Terraria. I've been thinking about buying Terraria. And then again, I've also been thinking about buying Elden Ring, so, you know. And I still have to get like Splatoon 3, Elden Ring. If I'm thinking about Terraria, I know Terraria is cheap, but still, that means I'd actually have to spend money. But I think I can. Oh, we should probably readjust that curve first and be able to do. Yeah. All right, we'll readjust the main curve first, I guess, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see here. Let's try this. Okay, that's way too shallow of a curve. That's too steep, rather. there a better point I could try and break off it? Maybe about here? Let's see, something like this could work. Yeah, it's a lot better. Alrighty. There we go, it's about right for our semicircle. And now what we need to do is light all this up and go to the build path. And then it should probably be okay. because of how relatively easy these new mountains are going to be to build, I'm thinking about re-expanding what I want to do for the mountain line, you know, because I think I could do a little bit more now. Not 100% sure, but I think I could reasonably. We still want to just stick with this semicircle first and foremost, and I'll see how I feel after that, because I think we could, you know, keep expanding it. We would just like start shortening the mountains. Like the really tall ones are the ones we're going to be working on in the semicircle first, and it should look great just even with those by itself, and then we should start shortening the mountains as we start getting closer to the riverbed and the wheat field and all that. And then it should still like make a complete circle. It's just the front mountains are a little bit lower compared to the back, so this place ideally should look great from just about any angle, but there's like one specific angle I'm going for that should look really fucking great specifically. So that's the main thing we're gonna try and keep in mind. But mainly, down here in this here river is the main angle. There we go, I did land on that. Alright, we're gonna chop this down, I'm still remembering. But mainly this river that's behind me is the one we actually want to keep in mind. Because it just is gonna look cooler. But yeah, from about like here or so should be like our main dock, kind of leading her about here. Either way, you know, you have our really tall mountains in the back, and then it transitions down pretty quickly into like some mountains that are about this height, maybe a little bit taller, just so that way you can still see this one peeking out. But you can't really see too much of the rest of the island. You can see the tips of the mountain, maybe a little bit of the lighthouse, but for the most part, when you're down here on this, you know, river, it's still gonna be like pretty fucking threatening. That should be cool. Anyways, we did actually get the main thing done that I wanted, which was to kind of carve all that away. So now we're just gonna go ahead and put some stuff away for right now. And I need to do a couple of checks on the local farms and all that. So let's go ahead and do a couple of checks on our sugarcane. Well, not our sugarcane, but our shulker farm, all of our honey, cacti, and all that stuff. We'll check the slime farm too. 11, 10, 13, 13, 19. Too many honey bottles. Alright, too many honey bottles in here. There we go. Ready. We got more honey blocks. It's needed. And there we go, that's all emptied out again. That back on. Go ahead and check our cactus farm, but it's still making cactus, that is good. And last but not least, our slime farm. Last I remember, we have a couple of stacks of slime balls, like 4 to 5. So nothing too particularly special, but it is still a fairly notable amount. And now it's up to 6.5. That's good as well. So we are still actually actively producing slime, which is great. Because if I ever need slime blocks for whatever fucking reason, I do actually have them now. Same with the sticky pistons and whatnot. That's really the main thing is sticky pistons, because historically I've used very little of these because I just never had slime to really use, but now I do. And then I've got that iron farm, so that covers the iron part of it. And And we're going to run a couple more checks here, just to double check on everything. So we're gonna hit F3B. Our shulker box is still in place, and we should be good to start changing these maps back up. So I guess let's go ahead and kind of pop these out. You can already see the whole thing shifted over. That curve is still a little like too sharp, but I don't think it's honestly worth the hassle to fix it quite right now. It wasn't even that big of a problem to begin with. That's a lot better. That is a lot better on how it stops at about there. Good. I can't tear these down. They're a little bit too big and they're made out of cobblestone, so they won't even be insta-mine even if I made a whole nother out. It's a shame. But I'll just have to bulk those out near the end like I wasn't planning on anyway. That's no big loss, I guess. And now we're going to try for the new mountain here. Let's see how this goes. We've already marked out our central point from last time, so we should still be able to use this just fine. Well, let's go ahead and grab a couple of things here. We want our scaffolding, we want some stone, and we need to know how far out we should build. The so we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. "27 blocks it is." That seems like a fair distance, so we want to just build 27 blocks out, so and let's just keep it going. And last part here. And there we go. And now all we want to do is build this scaffolding up to like Y 260, or not 260, not 260, like 210. Maybe even like 220 since we're starting to get more back. Oh, let's give it a shot here. So we'll just go ahead and place in a bunch of our scaffolding. Hold down right click and take it easy. Just to note, we are at Y63 and we're going to be putting in 128. So this should put us at like Y191. So then another 20 scaffolding should do it after this. So we'll go ahead and just split this. There we go. I'll do something like that. We got our kelp ready, we got our water. We actually need to do a little bit more. Basically, if this part still intersects with either line, it's gotta go. So we're just going to cut down a decent chunk of this. We're nearly done here. go. Now we can actually put our shulker boxes back, just so that way they're out of the way. And we'll salvage the stone. I'll keep a little bit on me because I do need it for some very minor like scaffold stuff. But otherwise, all we need to do is fly up to the top of this and put in a block at the top. Here we go. We are in fact at the right height. So just to triple check the YouTube video to make sure I'm not misinputting here. We just have our main, put one there. So our lava would go on top there, and our scaffolding goes on the bottom here, for our water, not our scaffolding. And we can go ahead and break our scaffolding here, actually. I also have forgotten to do one other thing. Going to delete this part here. Here we go. Our water just went ahead and touched down. And we need to be picking up some of the scaffolding, so we're gonna go ahead and run some of our stone away in here. And pick up whatever scaffolding we can. We'll put that spare ones away. Now we can always make plenty more scaffolding, so we don't absolutely have to pick, you know, everything up, but I just don't want to have to do that, as it is a little annoying and tedious, so. But yeah, it honestly doesn't look like it'll be too bad either, so that's great to see. You don't have to try too hard here. And the main thing is we bring our kelp up through our center point all the way to the top. Although this is a lot faster, this still seems like it'll take quite a bit of time, so that is a little unfortunate. But it doesn't have to, does it? I can try bone meal, can't I? Ooh, hold on. If you bone meal kelp, it grows. Kelp has a limit to how much you can bone meal it, I think, right? Like it doesn't just bone meal for it. Well, is it? Ooh, hang on. Let me run back into my base real quick. We're gonna grab some bone meal and test this out, hopefully, and see what we can find. But the highest it grows is like 25 blocks tall, so if it's like 40, we know it, you can bone meal. We might have to stop in that Soul Sand Valley to, or at the Wither Skeleton Farm too, to make sure we have enough bone meal in case we do end up doing this. But let's give it a little bit of a try here. Stuff around. There we go. Put a little bit of it away. Got a spare torch. And we're good to go. How long has it been? It's already been 40 minutes. Wow. It's kind of nuts between the creative world and then actually getting ready to do this. It's been a little bit of time. Let's see here. Can I bone meal kelp extremely high? Because if I can, then I can just spam right click instead of having to go up there with it, and that should hopefully help to save a good bit of time. It hit its limit. Okay, and also we have lightning now too. So a couple of things to note here. Oh no, it doesn't look like there is really a limit per se. Alright, it might just be cheaper though anyways to... It's still literally just one kelp at a time, so if I'm still swimming up here with it, I might as well just bone meal it in place. Holy shit. Might be a little quicker, but it still is gonna take a huge ass amount of time. Also, we have some zombies and creepers spawning. You know they're fucking like out of spawning spaces when there's like 3 things already on like the tiniest little strip of land possible. Like seriously, that normally doesn't happen. Kelp, we want more of it. Okay, there we go. That's a good enough height for this. That's cool. As fast as this stuff may be, it is still pretty damn slow, to be honest. Can I remove the kelp I've already placed in here? I guess I can, yeah, because it just stays as a water source, so makes enough sense. Oh, this is certainly something I can do, but at the same time, I don't know if it's faster or slower. It's probably faster realistically, but I'm just not 100% certain. But man, it still does take a long ass time. Or whatever, we'll just put it there. And then we'll do a lot of the other work too, of just getting the rest of it done. Like, we'll do a lot more of the detailing work and all that myself, so that way I don't have to keep doing it. Alright, how close are we? Fairly close. Is it easier to just... Oh no, I guess not, but... Is it easier to do this instead? You can see how it's kind of just staircasing all at the bottom here. Yeah, this is still gonna be just a huge length anyway. Oh man, I thought this was gonna be a hell of a lot quicker, to be honest, but it still is. Just because of how massive the things are, it's gonna take a lot of time no matter what I do. Shame. Like, come on. We've had more of a plan, I guess, but... Can I do this with, not with scaffolding, but I can expand the water out with it? As long as I can expand the water out with it, it should be a little bit better. I can expand the water out, I just can't turn it into source blocks. Sounds like we got AI drain. When I can expand the water out, it just won't turn into source blocks, so it won't like cast properly when it's time. Oh, if it, fuck, hang on. We're gonna try some shit in a creative world really quickly. Hang on. And then I'm probably gonna go for later. I'll be back like way later tonight, but there's gotta be like just I want something like quick, you know. I want something like just fast. Because I just basically want like I just want it to fucking, you know, be kinda quick and then not have to really like do a whole bunch, you know. Like it shouldn't just be like this fucking long. There's got to be a way to actually get the water in place a little bit quicker. But at the same time, I don't really know. No, not really shit. What I'm doing is actually like I guess probably one of the quickest things you could do, but damn, there's gotta be something better. Can there be water? Might have to just play around with this for the rest of today. See what we can do. Try making an actual like properly big one and we'll see what we can really accomplish with it. Mainly the main pillar should be out of scaffolding. To be honest, I would love to be able to use scaffolding for all of it. Actually, why don't I just use what the yeah, what the fuck? Why don't I just use scaffolding for all of it? Hang on. Does scaffolding catch on fire? Let's find out. It is flammable, but it does not catch fire from lava. Ooh. Okay, hang on. Now that's the main issue that we're gonna have is eventually we are gonna make it out to 7, and we need an easy way to fix this. So I think wasn't there a trick you could do with like a torch? You could use like a torch and like sand, right? You could use sand, right? And then let's try it out here. Hang on. So you can't place it on the side. What you could do is you put sand and then a torch, or you could do something similar like this. Now, because we only care about the outsides, this could actually technically work still. Okay, yeah, that is the way to go. So we would use sand or gravel or some other like block affected by gravity to do this. Okay, that is a lot quicker. Okay, yep, I'm starting to get to this. Look at this. And we can go ahead and put in already. Okay, there we go. That should be plenty of distance. So now if we just do a standard lava cast where we cast our lava first and then we cast our water, should be able to do this correctly, hopefully. Oh, all we need is some kind of, we'll just use granite. We just put it there. Slash game rule. Fire tick is true. So we do actually have the we have fire to spread on just to ensure that, you know, none of this burns, which actually it wouldn't even really matter if it burned because once it hits that point it's like worthless. But no, it looks like we are no. This wouldn't speed anything up though with the lava. Yeah. That would be like tick warp, and that's like a modded thing anyway, so. Oh, and it doesn't matter that this works because it does. I forgot to do the other important thing, which is to like, and I guess we can actually kind of scramble to try it here, but we need to actually, you know, do what was actually important with, you know, getting it to spread properly to some of these other corners. Instead of it all being like a flat wall, we need it to not be that. Alright, we're out of time. Let's see, does that actually help things out? Well, it would have if it was all the way up at the top, but yeah, that looks like that would have worked. That's kind of a good thing to know. So, next time we build one of these, which will be like pretty much now, what we're gonna try and do instead is you know, actually film the diagonals. I forgot to do that. So realistically, I think we can build the whole thing out of like scaffolding and sand, and we should actually be like pretty damn set to get one of these done a lot quicker because I won't have to use all that water with the kelp. Oh, and I've made an absolute mess with that water. I'm just realizing. Great. Oh, luckily, actually, no, our scaffolding will be able to fix it because it doesn't get waterlogged like that. So we can literally just spam scaffolding all the way up. But yeah, you can see the exact point where that happened. So we're just going to go ahead and pour in our water at the top here. And that was a significantly quicker kind of situation. Now it's turning into cobblestone. It's a lot taller. And we'll try giving this another shot with building a little bit more up here. So go and get rid of our water now. And we'll get rid of our lava. And the cool thing is we still have our scaffolding throughout the center. So we can literally just break in when we're done, like a little bit, and then just go ahead and get rid of the scaffolding. So now all I literally would have to do if I was in survival is just break in and like, oh, there goes all of our scaffolding as planned. And then because it's all self-contained along with our sand too, we should be able to like easily not only light this up, but also like actually recover all of our scaffolding. So there's no waste either. Alright, this is definitely like one of the best ways I've done it so far. Because it's scaffolding, all you do is just hold right click, and then you just kind of go. So that is significantly better. However, we still aren't quite done here today. We have more that needs to be done. Mainly, we need to do it again, but better is the main thing. Oh, let's just go ahead and hold this down and give this a better shot. We want to try actually, connecting the corners this time instead of fucking forgetting that one again for the 80 billionth time. We're gonna actually try and connect the damn corners. And we'll go ahead and just fly up here to the top. Here we go. Alright, this is a good height. A couple of things to note here. Our lava goes there. We just want a block above for and now because we are running out of space, I need to actually kind of get these to be a little bit closer to each other. And we're on our 7th one now. So this is where we bring in. See, this is where we would have potentially quite an issue. Let's just go ahead and make our first diamond just because we kind of need to know what to do here. Our sand in place. Is there any good way to read this? That isn't like a horrible idea. You could use a flammable block like wood, for example, like some kind of wooden plank. That's assuming it could burn, it might not. This still look okay though if we actually if we kept our diamond. So we keep our diamond in place like this. Actually no, there might be a little bit of a more obvious workaround. It's just, what if we added like sand on each of the tips here, right? And then, we put scaffolding on top of each one. And then we just literally go out by one. former X diamond. So all it does is it just changes the Y level, but that actually doesn't particularly matter because all we're focusing on is like this outside edge pretty much. And then having all this inside stuff shouldn't be an issue either. So if I go down to our last little layer, where that is. There we go. We go down to 65. And let's just go ahead and give this a shot. What the? Huh? What? How did I? Okay. Cool scaffolding trick. Fucking cheat, I guess. Sure. Okay. That happened. Cool. I don't know what the. Okay. Do tech, I guess? I don't fucking know. What the fuck was that? I should have kept that there. Damn, what the hell? That is extremely cursed. Accidental scaffolding tech, I guess, but anyways, let's actually get the real tech done. All we do is just coat the sand around. And since it's sand, it's easy enough to just like use a shovel to clear it out. Holy shit, yep, we definitely got some new fucking tech here to actually build a pyramidal not a pyramid, an actual mountain. We should be able to do this a hell of a lot better than we've done historically, so let's just go ahead and pour in our lava. And we'll just let it do its thing. Now, sand obviously isn't flammable, so that's great too. And then there is one little side effect, and it'll produce kind of samey feeling mountains where there's no like variation in the height on the levels. I don't think that really fucking matters. So. But as you can see, we are spreading out the diagonals correctly instead of it having like a flat wall. Like you can see the point where it hits a block and then it goes down, and then it produces these like flat walls that we do not want. But here it doesn't do that. So this is just more of a proof of concept one. They're all not going to look like this, obviously, because these are too thin. They need to bulk up quicker and they need to bulk up like a little bit faster. So we do actually have something that works though, where it's just scaffolding. I can place this shit in quick, and then I have a lot of it. And I have the ability to make a lot of it like infinitely because the gunpowder slash string farm is overflowing. Bamboo is bamboo, and that's pretty cool. So we'll kind of just wait for it to hit these layers here with the sand, because this is kind of the only like unique part that I haven't actually, I can't easily guess. But I can guess it's just gonna behave like that's kind of weird. I seem to have miscounted a little bit. Okay. Alrighty. We seem to have a small bit of an issue. Oh, looks like it just needed a kind of an update. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Let's give all these an update. And hopefully this should help to Oh, so that time it was fine coming down to here. Oh, it might have done that thing that liquids do in this game where like it prioritized like the wrong, or like in my eyes the wrong block. Like it was the right block in terms of the code or whatever, but for me it went backwards into there. Um but because this one is thicker, it won't go backwards. It'll go backwards and forwards because they're both kind of like equal on where to go. But that is definitely a thing to keep in mind, I guess. Still a very like quick fix, relatively speaking, but still not one I would like to have to make too often. Anyways, our waters hit the bottom, our lava. We can do that. No. But yeah, you can see the actual tip of that. And we're gonna try just a smaller one, and we're gonna try one more basically, just to see one of. That should be plenty. This one's not gonna be like too tall, but it needs to have like just enough height on it. What I'm trying here is to prevent that lava flow, like, thing where it kind of just floats backwards and kind of screws everything up. We don't want that. Here we go, and last little bit here that needs to be tried. And we know we're at the tips, so we can, fuck off. It could actually be a layer down. We can't actually build like that. I get, bro, come on. I thought I was far enough, alright. That time we definitely are. So then if we put in our sand like we've done historically, Yeah, that does actually blade out correctly. I think the easiest fix is, again, all it'll do is it'll just land on the edges here. So the easiest thing we can do to fix that main issue we had is to just put sand on like pretty much all these inside ones here. Or we could probably use scaffolding too. How about we use half sand, half scaffolding, just to ensure that isn't like something. Okay, so it's half scaffolding, half sand, and this will pretty much be our last like big test for right now. So, because I just would like to be able to use it, I guess. Just still fun. It can go away. And then we're still all good to go here. Alright, give it a shot. One more shot here. Scaffolding Christmas tree. Yeah, this does actually staircase down correctly. Switching a spectator. It doesn't even flow inside of it neither. We're probably gonna lose a lot of our scaffolding to lava, by the way, but it shouldn't particularly matter. And it does flow out correctly now as a result of putting in this extra scaffolding. So we can either use scaffolding or sand here to all that done. So we'll go ahead and wait for the water to clear. And you can see the shape that we got. But we can still customize the height of each layer so they can be spaced out on different Y levels to kind of like, you know, make that better like shape. So it's not like a rigid pyramid. We can actually make it like be a proper like curve and all that. And then I can do some of the detailing later between like moss and like doing other stuff as well. But if I were to put that back, and then all we're gonna do is just break into here a little bit and just break that. It lags the fuck out of my game, but it drops all the scaffolding, it drops all the sand, nothing gets burned, makes it incredibly easy to light up. This is the way to do it. 100%. I'm pretty damn sure this is the good way to do it. It'll take pretty much no time at all to build compared to what I had to do. It'll still take some time, but it won't be nearly as bad. So yeah, there we go. Scaffolding mountain, and again we can just terraform like little bits, just putting in like different like blocks here or there, like just some variations in height. You know, usually helps out a little bit. There has to be anything too major, but usually having a little something does help. Like, see, you can already see how much of the difference just putting in those little like steps make and making it not feel artificial compared to over here. Over here, it's too perfect and pristine, but here there's enough like kind of structured chaos for it to not be like boring. It still makes sense. It's just not boring. and that is literally perfect. So it's easy to detail, and then we get all the corners done, and that will be great. But I'm actually gonna head out here for right now. I might be back later tonight. Probably, definitely will be tomorrow. But like I said, new Stranger Things season dropped, and I would much like to watch it. So either way, thank you guys again for watching. Sorry this was quite a short stream, and also was in a creative world, but this is good because next time we can actually like fix up that water thing that I was doing from that other tutorial, and then we should be able to kind of mass produce these a lot better. So, yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. I hope to catch you all next time. Bye bye.